This series presents information based in part on theory and conjecture. The producer's purpose is to suggest some possible explanations, but not necessarily the only ones, to the mysteries we will examine.
Wired to 14 channels of body function, an experimental subject practices biofeedback. Using biofeedback, people reduce muscular tension, redirect blood flow, and perform feats previously thought impossible. Might we someday create super athletes? Could biofeedback bring about a revolution in human health? The human body is nature's most remarkable invention. A self-maintaining system which, treated properly, can run flawlessly for decades. Some people have taught themselves to perform acts bordering on the miraculous, such as those who practice firewalking. These demonstrations challenge everyday assumptions about the mind and the body. But for centuries, devotees of esoteric disciplines have demonstrated surprising control of some body functions. With the development of biofeedback, science and medicine have begun exploring the mind-body connection in exciting new ways. Recently, people with chronic medical problems have been referred to a biofeedback therapist. How does this new healing method work? The case histories you're about to see may seem miraculous, but they're becoming a part of modern health care, the treatment of the mind-body system as a whole. At the Biofeedback Institute of San Francisco, therapist Suzanne Sampson works with Ted, who has high blood pressure.
We're working with 3 sets of instruments, three different systems of the body, mainly EMG right now because Ted's only had 4 sessions and we want to just zero in on one particular skill at first and then dovetail the other skills in together with it. So the EMG is on his forehead here, picking up all the electrical activity, all the muscular contraction from there all the way down to, through his neck down to his chest here. And so any kind of extra muscle tension will show up on this dial right here. Okay, Ted, I want to try to have you keep this noise off. Now I'm going to make a new threshold for you. Might be a little bit harder. And you have to make as calm as you can be and just keep that noise off. Remember when you hear the noise just to pay attention to where it's coming from in your face or your neck and attend to it and let it go. Don't try too hard, though. Just step back and let it happen. Good. Go as low as you can. Let everything be loose. Fine. Fine. That's quite a low level. Good. Now see, back to the old mode rather quickly. So it's not that you're never going to be able to do that again, but you're going to be able to do it with kind of a layer of slowness, calmness, less physiological arousal, so that you'll feel more paced, less tense.
I've already noticed some changes just in the face muscles, how I clench my jaw and how that creates tension throughout my body. Just learning how to watch the machine learn to relax the jaw and the eyes, and I think it will increase my well-being.
What biofeedback does is allow the person to find out that they're making profound changes in their system.
Biofeedback experimenter Dr. George Fuller von Bose explains how people learn to use the system.
Some of it's just trial and error. Just by fooling around and practicing one thing and then another, the person finds, hey, this works, or this doesn't seem to do anything. And by doing that, eventually the person finds ways in which they're able to control the instrument. Since the instrument doesn't control them, they're able to see effectively what they have done to produce a physiologic change in their bodies.
Millions of Americans suffer from agonizing tension or migraine headaches. Most have no alternative to taking drugs, prescription medicines that often have severe side effects. Jill has been suffering from almost constant tension headaches.
It didn't start out that painful, but it got more and more painful a couple times. I fainted from it, in class or something, and it was starting to interfere with everything.
Okay, Jill, I'd like you to try the exercise we've worked on before, where you tighten your forehead up as tight as you can, up to the 10 on the scale of 0 to 10. And then I want you to experience the tension, hold it for a moment, and then let it go. Good. Hold the tension. Feel the tension. Okay, now cut it in half. Now cut it in half again. And now let it go. Very good.
Jill has been taking 8 courses in school instead of the usual 5, including physics and pre-calculus. She's holding down 2 jobs. One, maintaining tanks at the Steinhardt Aquarium, where she swims with 7-foot sharks. Jill is very competitive. She's an overachiever. Her headaches are her body's reaction to excessive stress and tension. Its way of telling her to slow down. For Jill, the effects of biofeedback training have been dramatic.
When I started out, I had these, the headaches were very painful. And ever since I've been coming here, I've brought them down from about 8s and 9s on a scale of 1 to 10 to like 1s and 2s.
Jill's learning to change some of her behaviors so that they don't stimulate these nervous system changes that lead to her headaches.